Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my new F1 video. Today I will be talking about my ideal 2021 season calendar. So a couple of days ago I talked about track tiers, the 2021 season calendar track tiers. The link to that video will be down in the description box, of course. And today I decided to make a completely new video. So a quick little side note to my video. It was basically based on three things. One of those things is traveling logistics. I get pissed when I see that little Canadian flag right in the middle of the European season. Like, how does that make sense? How does that not cost you more money? To me, it's absolutely stupid. Or the 2019 season, which featured Italy, Singapore, Russia, Japan, Mexico back to back. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, you do not have a track in Vladivostok, Russia. You have it in Sochi. So you go to Italy and then go to Singapore and then go to Sochi, Japan, Mexico. So how does that make sense? You are absolutely throwing away a huge load of money. So the other thing is, of course, I had to add some of my personal favorites because it's my video, and I had to throw out some tracks that I do not like. But I couldn't throw out some tracks that are so essential to the F1 calendar for some reason or another, such as Abu Dhabi. And I kind of tried my best to fix them. I promise you, I truly promise you, I had a great idea about Abu Dhabi, and you will see it. So let's get into this. Let's get it started. The first race of the season, it will not be Australia. Let's start off with a bang. Probably the best track in Asia, Suzuka. How about we have Suzuka in March? How about we start the season with Suzuka? You would absolutely wake up for this race. It would not be boring. It would be awesome. Great track. I think we must have Suzuka as a season opener. Sorry, Australia. Just provide us, give us a better track, provide us better racing. I don't know. Try to fix it somehow. I don't know. I love Daniel Ricciardo, but I don't know. And let's stay in Japan. Let's stay in Japan because there is another great track in Japan. It is Fuji. So Fuji has great races. Fuji has mixed weather conditions. I think in March, a huge percentage of rain. I think 2007 was a great race in Fuji. I think Lewis Hamilton won. I know that Lewis Hamilton won. I really hope so. I know that Fernando Alonso crashed out. And I know that Felipe Massa and Robert Kubica, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Kubica because I really think it's Kubica, but okay, whatever. Had an awesome battle on the track. So yeah, let's have Fuji. 2 races in Japan. How about that? That would be absolutely awesome. And let's do China. So we kind of have to have China, right? I mean, you cannot just say, hey, I don't want to have China. China is kind of essential. It's not as bad as you think. Yes, the 2019 race was absolutely boring. It was a snooze fest. But in 2018, it was a good race. Daniel Ricciardo won it from like 6th. He had 5 great overtakes. I think when the condition is right, when there is a safety car, when something happens, I think Shanghai is a great track because you can overtake in multiple spots. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it in Asia. Let's give Hanoi a chance. Vietnam, Hanoi. I want to give them a chance. Why not? Why not? I don't like the idea of this track. Long straights, couple of 90 degrees corners. I get it. You guys don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like Russia. I hate Russia. Spoiler alert, there is no Russia on my calendar. But let's give Hanoi a chance. I think there would be a lot of a lot of overtakes. I think I like the third sector, the flowy sector, long straights, hard braking zones. Let's give it a chance. If it does not work, just throw it out. I mean, I think the deal expires in 2022, right? So we can just throw it out, replace it with another track that I left out. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it really close. See, no Singapore, Sepang, Malaysia. Great track. Why don't we have Sepang? Is this because of the government, because of the Malaysian government? Like, I want to have Sepang. I think the weather is crazy. Sepang in May would be absolutely crazy. Racing is great, multiple overtaking opportunities, great track. I think Tilke built this track, right? Tilke's best track, probably. And I like it. Why not? Why not? Let's just have Sepang. Let's continue. The next one, well, Australia. We have to have Australia. Melbourne, I mean, it cannot be the start of the season, but Let's kind of make a deal. Australia in late May. So that means that is like kind of late November in Europe, right? So colder weather, maybe rain, walls around the track, mistakes can happen, crashes can happen, crazy race can happen. I like Melbourne in late May more than Melbourne in late March. I like the idea. I like the mixed up conditions. I think that will be the theme of this video. You will see later when I come to Europe, actually. Next up, we are really coming close to Europe, but not yet. We have Azerbaijan. Well, is that actually Europe? I'm not sure. We have Baku, Azerbaijan. I think is the weirdest track on the calendar. I like the track. I do not absolutely love it, but I like it more than other people. It's weird. It's cool. It has the castle section, ultra long straight. Let's do it. Baku, Azerbaijan. Sometimes crazy, sometimes not. Let's give it a shot. Next up, okay, we never had this race before. We never ever raced in this country before. Kuwait. Kuwait Motorland. I looked at this track. It's a grade A track, so that means we can have Formula races here. And it looks cool to me. It has a crazy middle part, middle sector, second sector, whatever you want to call it. Has some straights, overtaking opportunities. As I said, flowy middle sector. I like the idea. I think it's one of the best Middle East tracks, Middle East tracks, right? And here's a spoiler. I replaced Bahrain with Kuwait. I love Bahrain, but it's just let's try something new. And I think Bahrain can be the first backup. It can be something like Nico Hulkenberg. So Bahrain will be our Nico Hulkenberg if something happens to Malaysia, if something happens to Hanoi, if something happens to Kuwait or Kuwait. I don't know how to pronounce Kuwait, right? Kuwait. So Bahrain is our first backup. Let's go. Let's come really, really close to Europe, right on the border. Istanbul. I love the race. I love the idea of having this weird surface that's almost like wet weather and dry. So you have to use intermediates and dry, which is absolutely crazy. The quadruple apex turn 8 is absolutely crazy. Great track, great racing. I love Istanbul. And now, the thing that I have promised you in the beginning of the video. Let's fix Abu Dhabi. Let's put it in the middle of the summer. Let's torture these guys. Let's torture these drivers, push them to the limit. So Abu Dhabi is just like a track. It's boring. It sucks. It's not like, well, at least Singapore is demanding on your body because it's long, but Abu Dhabi is nothing. So let's use the one thing that you have there. You have heat, you have temperature, you have 40 degrees Celsius, middle of the summer. Don't have a stupid night race. Put it 2 p.m. Abu Dhabi time. Let's do this and cut the chicane in front of the straight, of the long back straight, please. It fixes everything. It goes from like a F track or an E track to like a B track, middle of the summer, cut the chicane, brutal race, DNFs, exhaustion, engines dying, people dying. Okay, we do not want people to die, but you see what I'm saying? So yeah, let's just continue. Let's finally go to Europe. Let's start off with the traditional tech. Why not? Let's start off with Nürburgring. So Nürburgring, I think deserves to be on the calendar. I think it's a cool track. Not really the easiest place to overtake, but you make mistakes. And I like tracks where you make a small mistake and you pay for it. You actually pay for it. And Nürburgring seems like a track where you can lose a lot of time with a lockup or a mistake or going off the track, something like that. Let's continue. Last race before the summer break, and it has to be Austria. So it's usually Hungary, but let's give Austria a chance. I don't like the track. Lewis Hamilton always has some weird things happening to him, DNFs, penalties, crashing into Alex Albon, and so on. But when it's the Styrian Grand Prix, he dominates, right? It's weird. Weird track. But yeah, I have to give it to it. I mean, Austria always provides good races. Let's continue. After the summer break, well, this is kind of normal. This is kind of tradition. Belgium, Spa, awesome tracks. I do not have to say anything about Spa. It's great. It's always after the summer break. Awesome. Now, we have Zandvoort this season, right? In between Monza and Spa wedged. It's kind of weird because we always have back-to-back awesome tracks, and now we have Zandvoort. And like I get it, the fans are cool, but it's like no. So let's replace Zandvoort with Zandvoort-ish track, which is Hungary. Hungary has the tradition. It has good races. Like, guys, Hungary actually has good races. Just look up 2014, 2015, 2019, even 2017. Good races, good races. 2006, Jensen Button winning. I mean, Hungary is not a good track on paper, but it has good racing. And Hungary, early September, maybe mixed up conditions, I think it can be very cold. And now, obviously, we have Monza. Awesome. I do not have to say anything about Monza. And now it starts to get interesting because we have a couple of slots in the European part of the calendar. So I mixed up everything and I started off with France. But of course, not Paul Ricard, not Paul Ricard. And you would think, well, I guess it's Manicourse, but it's not Manicourse. It's Le Mans. I get it, guys. Le Mans does not have an A license. You cannot technically have a Formula One race right here, right now in Le Mans. But I don't know. I think it can be fixed. I don't know what you actually need to do to get the A license. I like the idea of Le Mans Formula One cars versus LMP1 or whatever the hell their name is right now, cars. Finally, we get a normal comparison. I think it's a great idea. I think you would have to have a lap time under 3 minutes and 6 seconds to beat the all-time fastest lap, which was, I think, by Lewis Hamilton this year in Monza. What was it, like 1:18.887, I think, 264 kilometers per hour. So that would be, like I said, 3 minutes and like 5 or 6 seconds in Le Mans. I think it would be awesome. You get a puncture at the Dunlop curves, and boy, it's a DNF. You don't have to use DRS, so I like the idea of not using DRS in a race. Let's just experiment, not use DRS. You have 3 long straights, actually 4 long straights. Let's do Le Mans. Le Mans, I think it's crazy. Let's continue. Another great idea. A boring track mixed up with maybe mixed conditions. It's Monaco. Monaco in early October. Can you believe that? Monaco in rain. So 2016 was absolutely crazy because you actually had the possibility of crashing. Not like you don't have a possibility of crashing, but as I said, these guys are professionals. They do not just crash out in Monaco. Like, you see that really rarely because they are professionals. They have to save fuel, they have to save tires, they have to save engine, and you can just go around Monaco like Daniel Ricciardo did, 10 seconds per lap slower, and you can win the race because it's impossible to overtake. So how about we put in some rain, potential rain, early October, cold weather, Monaco. I like the idea. Next up, how about another mixed race? I would like to put in Hockenheim. So Hockenheim and Germany, I think, deserve to have 2 races. I think Germany has awesome tracks. Yes, you can say Hockenheim is kind of butchered, but it's not that bad. It always provides great racing. Hockenheim, I like the idea. Traditional track in October, crazy weather, I like it. How about another race with crazy weather? It's Silverstone. So I don't understand why are people so obsessed with Silverstone in the middle of blazing, quote unquote, blazing British summer, which is like 27 Celsius. It's not that hot. Like, it does not really work. So Silverstone in October, late October, probably like 12 Celsius, rain, like 90% rain. Lewis Hamilton, 2008. It was epic. Let's do Silverstone in the middle of autumn. I really like the idea. And the last European race is Spain. It's not Spain. We will give Spain the second backup opportunity. Okay, we have 2 backups right now, guys. Second backup is Spain behind Bahrain. I think we will have to put in Spain's big brother, the cooler brother, Portimao, Portugal. I love the race. I love the undulating track. Like I said, it's just like Spain, but it's better. It's like 10 times better. I love it. Portimao, last European race. It's probably going to be okay weather. You can have a race there in late October. Let's go to America. And here is a crazy idea. Let's put in Canada in November. Montreal in November. Possibility of snow. Like, I don't know if that's even allowed. I don't know if F1 would allow or FIA would allow to have a snowy race or like a snow rainish race. I don't know. It would be crazy. It would be unique, and it would be, again, really punishing because as I said, I do not like tracks who have walls and It's like really pointless because people won't crash out. So let's put in Montreal in like rain, snow, whatever. Let's mix it up a little bit. We had some boring races in Montreal. I like the idea. And the last two races, I was actually thinking about this. I was really tempted to put in Indianapolis, but I do not want to have two snowy races, so I put in Austin and Texas. I think Austin is a great track. I think it's maybe even better than the Formula One version of Indianapolis. Maybe if you would have the NASCAR version of Indianapolis, that would be really unique. It's just like full throttle, like I think 100% of the lap. It would be really cool, really weird. I would really like to see the F1 cars rear rings in the normal Indianapolis circuit, but you know, let's just. I think FIA wouldn't even allow it. So Austin, it has to be Austin. Austin is a great track, and excuse me. And the last track of the season has to be Brazil. Brazil, Sao Paulo, Interlagos. It has to be like always drama, always rain, always mixed up conditions, crazy overtakes, crazy crashes, crazy everything. Miles better than Abu Dhabi, and that's pretty much it. So I left out Bahrain, which is our first backup, Spain, which is our second backup, Netherlands, Russia, Singapore, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, just I looked at the track. It's like a sea track, and I'm not really interested. I really like Kuwait more than Saudi Arabia. Mexico is butchered. Singapore sucks, absolutely sucks. Russia sucks. I know it's unrealistic because they have a deal and Russia will be there, but okay, just guys, just cooperate with me. I mean, it's my video. Netherlands, like I said, is kind of like Hungary. So I had Hungary in there because Hungary always gives us great races. And as I say, Spain is like our second backup, and Bahrain is our first backup. So thank you very much for watching, listening, subscribing maybe. Thank you, and let me know in the comment section if you have a different idea of the ideal 2021 F1 calendar. And cut.